if you've designed them well and you know the brand of sprinkler, you can actually reverse engineer the design to tell you the mils.
What would your explanation be with the craze now if everyone's starting to use black bottles?
People often see the success or the perceived success of a business and go, that's easy, I'm going to do that.
Shade tolerant doesn't mean it can grow in shade. Shade tolerant means it can tolerate small amounts of shade. And I don't care what they spin you.
We are not good at this. This is why they have lotteries commissions, I'll tell you.
Yes.
This is 100% why there's a chick standing on the side watching the balls turn in the bowl.
All right, should we go back in YouTube and find it?
Have to keep it a lot closer to my mouth.
Riveting podcasting.
I can turn it up.
Should we start again?
But we have the wall with one
We
slight
built a while.
issue.
Yeah, the bit that sticks out over there.
Yeah, well, yes, but I was talking more so we can't shut the door
Because it's wet?
because it makes a whistle,
So
just
the,
like I did.
the air conditioning thing,
Is definitely needs to be done.
that's fucking...
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, yes. Very shay.
All right.
So we've got it on a low speed. On
Air
a,
conditioner.
yes,
Could you just not have the air conditioner on?
we could, but then I think it might get warm in here. That's
Yeah.
that's the only issue.
Yeah. Okay. Where's my buttons? Why have you got my buttons? All right, we're all good.
Okay.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Good barbecue this morning.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Good turnout.
Yep, I rocked up there at 7:03, which is a pretty decent time for me. And it was like standing room only. And then I just punched out a heap of coffees with Irvo. It was really funny. I said to Irvo, "Oh, I didn't realize you were going to be here." And it was like, he's like, "Why wouldn't I be here?" I'm like, I wasn't conscious of it. And so I was like, "Oh, that's reassuring that you're here," because like otherwise it would have just been a couple of people. I think there would have been 20 people seated waiting.
Wow.
Yeah. And then punched out all the muff and the coffees. And then it was really interesting. Like usually I'll do a lot of sitting around and just kind of like, okay, that wasn't much. But I had really, really good conversations with a heap of different people
That's good.
about lots of different things. So yeah, it was good. Then I've just had a meeting with a sporting team
Nice.
about sponsorship of a sporting team. And then I had a meeting with a client, had a steak. Here I am.
Been busy, mate.
I've actually, so today today I've been busy and I've enjoyed myself. Yesterday I had nothing on and I hated it.
You did say you were going to come to work yesterday, but you didn't.
No, I stayed home. I did work, but I kind of found myself
oh.
just sitting there. I was like, oh, man, what am I doing? Maybe I should go to the sauna and have a sauna. I was like, oh, no. And then maybe I should mow the lawn. And I was like, oh, no, if I start that, and it just did a lot of that. I don't know what's going on.
Procrastinating.
So, Peter Campagna says, afternoon, lads. Have you guys been out to see the lawn at Riverlea? Done an awesome job. Time will tell if Playford Council will look after it. I don't like that. Yeah, there's commercial realities behind that kind of shit, Peter. So, Playford Council, obviously, their KPI is a profitable council, which is somehow potentially driven by managing costs well, whereas Riverlea's KPI is selling blocks of land, which sell better when there's lots of nice grass. So in saying that, I don't expect it to completely drop off. You'll probably find, actually, to be fair to all councils, that the developers will actually turn down the maintenance and the fertiliser and the water once they've sold enough blocks. So, yeah, it's probably not necessarily a council thing. Oh, Instagram. What have you been doing today, Jonesy?
Sorry, OCD. I have been busy this morning / this afternoon. Just helping the people on the emails, phone calls. You know what it's like.
I don't take phone calls.
Ah, fair.
I'm not sure about these things.
Yesterday was a busy one. It was me and Jonesy and Riley in the warehouse. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, Rose was out She was with Daryl for a bit, trying to work out some things with some local pickups, the new system.
Yeah.
And I was out. All this stock came in, so I put the stock away while Josie and Riley packed orders all
So
day.
you're not doing a very good job of being the operations manager.
Well, it wasn't yesterday. It was, There was a lot of, sickies and
Kira said, what pink substance are you drinking, Jonesy?
Burn of the Gods. It is Athena's mixed berry.
Shredding.
Mm.
Which gods?
Which gods?
Yeah.
Athena.
Athena's the god of what?
I don't know.
Muscular strength.
Let's have a look. One
Athena
moment.
is the god of doms.
Dongs.
Dongs. Kira also said it feels odd seeing Jonesy on a white wall.
Yeah.
You should see him on a white couch. That's really awkward. Council has already turned the irrigation off, says Peter Campagna. Council or developer? All right.
Athena is a goddess
I look like I'm listening to a fucking horse race.
of wisdom, war, and crafts.
Not as cool as you.
No, well, I've got to run it up through my shirt, I reckon. I'm going to make it look real cool.
And we've got Liquid
I
Death
haven't worn a
coming
uniform
around.
for a while. What? Oh, Liquid Death.
Coming around the corner. It's a nose length ahead of Dylan Barty. Dylan Barty getting the slap. Dylan Barty coming around the outside.
Coming inside, I reckon. What a weirdo. You're right. You tired or got conjunctivitis? Or is that just your resting eyes?
I think it's the lighting.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, Athena is a Greek goddess of wisdom, war, and crafts.
Craft beer.
Allegedly.
I've got a silhouette around me.
It's beautiful.
Angelic. Jack Chapo. That's a name I haven't read for a while. Have you dropped one P out of your name? It used to be double P, correct? G'day, gents. Sorry, I have a few questions today. You don't have to apologise. That's what this whole thing's about. Once applied, how long before onset will be active? 16 mil after application. Applied first week of April, thinking I may have been too late. I have winter weeds now. It's Carradine. He's probably trying to be a live caller.
It will begin or be activated as soon as it's watered in. But some winter weeds popping up now.
Maybe you bought the placebo one.
Maybe that they were just sitting there, just waiting for the right time to actually sprout, but they've actually already germinated, and just sitting and waiting. That could be a possibility.
Sounds like a shitty answer that someone would say if their product didn't work, but
It's not
like
our,
when a
it's
sprinkler
not our
doesn't
product.
work, when a sprinkler doesn't work, and they're just like, we haven't had any issues from anyone else.
Yeah, it's only you. Yeah,
Yeah, you're the only one. that
you're the
finishes
only
in
one
minute.
in the world that complained about those sprinklers.
So what's he do? Too bad. It's okay. It works straight away. You've just potentially applied it after those weeds germinated.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
Oh, I'm not eating enough sugar. Hopefully that Easter egg kicks in soon.
Just gets you along.
I got a headache this time yesterday after I ate. Okay, Peter says, after it got handed to council, they turned off the irrigation to the verges trying to meet their KPI. Well, yes, but there's probably a lot at play there, and I'm not sure how you know all this information, Peter, and maybe you're in the council, so you know, but there's a lot of moving parts there. There's water budgets, there's drought conditions, there's interestingly consultants that will come out and say that you don't need to put any more water on it because that's acceptable standard, but yeah, I don't know. I think some of the people in Riverlea will actually be taking ownership of their own verges. We have an irrigation design department that designs irrigation systems out there in the waterproof business, which is where I'm sponsored today with this shitty embroidery. Actually, while I'm on the what?
Nothing.
It is shitty embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
If anyone runs a merchandise company who does their own embroidery that's interested in talking to us about actually getting embroidery done that doesn't look shit, I'm interested to talk, but please be fully prepared for what is coming if you choose to work with us. What was I saying? Riverlea.
Oh,
They
design.
might. I think they're setting up the irrigation systems to be able to be connected to the houses, so that individual houses can connect the irrigation system that's on the verge back to their house and take care of their own patch, which is something I've never seen done before.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. What else we got? Got any new ones?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Dylan has been pretty busy from what I understand.
Why are you gay?
So the audio of the soundboard's kind of where it needs to be now? tickety boo. What's that?
Clams getting smacked.
Bearded Clam hasn't come on yet, so we'll see what he says when he gets here. Oh, fuck. I have to say sorry. Not for swearing. I have forgotten to draw the door prize last week. And every time I've gone to do it, I've gone, I'll just do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. So we're going to draw 3 prizes today.
Yeah.
Last week's, this week's, and this month's.
And the bike.
Yep. We probably didn't sell much, did we? Like, this is definitely the month to be.
This week we haven't sold as much as we have the previous 3. So you probably got a good chance of winning
This is the month.
What is it? The mower upgrade thing.
And a death trap motorcycle. Dick pic?
Nah.
Unfortunate. Peter said, that's what I've heard. Haven't heard how it will work. Well, there's a lot at play there. Like anything, it'll work as well as the people involved.
The participants.
Matt Lee, does that mean the hats are delayed? Probably. What hats are we talking about? I'm really struggling to find. Like, this is really frustrating my team, but during the week I said, I think I'm just going to buy my own embroidery company and start running it because I'm fucking sick of the bullshit. Like, the hat Jonesy is wearing, like, that was done in the US by, I think, Richardson themselves, who make the hats. And you can see through the stitching and it's fucking all out of whack. And maybe I'm being unreasonable. And this shirt, my admin team were telling me that because the material's quite coarse, that's as good as it's going to get. But I fail to
understand it's 2025.
No, I understand the words, but I disagree. Yeah. Like, and then even the sample they had, like, it had all this shit on it. Did you see?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, on the
They're
little.
like, oh, that washes off. I'm like, maybe wash it off before you fucking show it to me as a sample of the work you can do. So anyway, and this one sits under my arm. The distance from here is too far. Anyway, what's wrong with you these days?
I know that my fertilizer spreader at home was on the glass Barbie for a little bit there.
Oh, I did mine by hand, right? My top front. And that it did the same results that yours did, but that's because I did it by hand. But I walked that lawn and sprinkled it like
Salt Bay
because I didn't trust my fertilizer spreader, so I was like, I'll just do it by hand. And after that rain, all of that prem just went, oh hey,
yeah,
me in the back, yeah, and it just went, and so
it's crazy.
If I let it grow, I reckon I've got pretty much like a fun school holiday activity of a maze.
Oh yeah,
because it was all over the place. We have some comments and questions. Nicholas Lamb on Facebook. I recently sprayed Money Shot with 3-way, 100 mils of 3-way, 200 mils of Money Shot in 10 litres, both added after 5 litres of water in the tank, so 15 litres. It left a white milky residue on the leaf. I have misunderstood why the product is called Money Shot, ? That's funny, Nicholas Lamb.
That's clever.
What's white in that? Because anytime I've got white residual, it's like from spraying something like Tyrum or, those goopy jizz-esque. I bet that's not in the Oxford Dictionary, jizz-esque.
Yeah, I'm not sure. How old? I mean, hopefully, how old's the product?
The water has been around since the start of time.
The Money Shot and the 3-way. Because it shouldn't do that.
Nicholas Lamb. Could there have been something else on the leaf of your plant that our water clicked together, such as dust or dirt,
possibly,
and it just made it milky? Because you know what it is? The stuff they put in the sky. It's that. RFK is about to sort that shit out. You know that? Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Nicholas Lamb, we need more information. How old was the products? Jonesy's going to blame something else other than our products.
No, it could be.
We've never had that problem with anything else.
It could be. It's just not. It's not normal to hear that. That's all.
It left a milky residue on the leaf. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Jack Chapo, since onset. Hang on, you didn't tell me whether or not you used to have 2 P's in your name. I'm not asking this question. Since onset is not working because it's not yours. What is the best time in the Adelaide Hills to go with NSFW? Pop-ups already, but do not want to use NSFW twice during this period cause buffalo. What? When is the best time Is the Adelaide Hills go with NSFW pop-ups already? I don't know if you wrote that probably.
I think what he's asking is when's the best time to use NSFW, and the answer is now when the weeds are
But
actively
do not
growing.
want to use NSFW twice during this period. So maybe he's already used it.
Maybe. But for the onset, I think, I've used it, and we used it at railways as well with good success. Maybe those weeds that are starting to pop up just had already started to germinate, and then were just sitting there. And
You already
waiting.
said that.
Mm.
Same question, same person, same
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just elaborating.
Nicholas Lamb expanded, both brought within 6 months. So they're brand new, fresh as a daisy.
I'm not sure.
Oh, good answer.
I'm really not sure.
America's a nation.
The only thing I could think of is that in the last 6 months, depending on where you are, we have had some extreme hot weather. Maybe the bottles were exposed to the heat for a while. I don't know. But white milky residue, not sure. I'd have to do some bottle testing here or some mixed testing.
Didn't know. We can get batch numbers. But I think it would probably be more likely that something that may have been already on your lawn stuff. So yeah, that's the whole story.
Lawn stuff.
I don't know, man. I'm tired. I don't even think I'm tired.
Underfueled.
I definitely could eat. Actually, I'm not even hungry. Like, I had a steak. I feel good. I just think I probably need a vanilla slice. You know, the continental ones? Not the shitty ones you get, but the non-coconut ones.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah. Best way to cut them, turn them on their side. Yeah, I learned that from the 400 vanilla slices. Yeah. Someone's messaged me saying, I want your opinion on something. I'm like, you have to call into the show.
Our last live caller was quite amicable.
Amicable?
Amicable.
Amusing?
Yeah. Amusing. It's been a week. Sorry, guys. Gawler High. Education.
Sorry, just managing Water Pro business while I'm doing that.
Done.
Oh, hello. Can you approve my meme, Clint? From Kira. No, I can't. Where is it?
Got to call in.
Where is the meme? This is not interesting podcasting. Okay, Lockie Pitcher. Adelaide just laid Santa Ana this morning with some starter fertilizer. Notice he didn't, so I got load. New soil and a 50-50 loam. How soon to use roots and shoots and other liquids? Any tips for getting this in bed in quicker before winter?
Roots and shoots can go down in 7 to 14 days after applying. That is completely fine. You could even put it down 2 or 3 days after, but let the starter fertilizer do its job. Then within 7 to 14 days, get some roots and shoots down. And it is a little bit cool, but you should be able to not be able to lift those slabs up in at least 2 weeks, I reckon.
Okay. Dylan, do we have the numbers for the sales for the draw? No. Is that a you thing? Or should it be a me thing? Fair. Scott Taylor, probably a dumb question, but do you mix up the liquid fertilizers? How do you mix up the liquid fertilizers? Do you use a spray bottle or use a spray attachment on your hose? Not a stupid question. It's a good question, and it will probably help a lot of people. Jones, you can handle this one.
So our products are calibrated with the use of a sprayer, so a pressure sprayer, whether it be battery or manual. The click-on hose attachments, whilst you can still use our products, we don't have a calibration rate, so we wouldn't be able to determine exactly how much to put in and how much it would cover. But with a pressure sprayer, you were able to get much more controlled spray, and you'll find that the product will go a lot further as well. Match that up with the correct nozzle, and you'll have fantastic results. We have found in the past that whilst those hose-on attachment applicators can be quick use, easy use, we have found that they do somewhat have a little bit of wastage, and the application, if you're not super precise can be not as good, but
It's very hard to get an even distribution
correct.
of the product.
So pressure sprayer, that's how they do it on the professional sporting fields, golf courses, open spaces. So I suppose if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you guys at home as well.
Oh, I'm just looking at the live I did when I did that draw. Fuck, I've got a fucking fat head. All right. So 112710 to 114.
I'm going to get my laptop.
339 or write it down. I just need. I've got papers and stuff. All right, Dylan, you relax. Oh, it's over there. Sorry, guys. This is probably going to be the worst podcast you ever watched. 64s are always bad. Thanks, mate. Thank you, Dylan.
65.
Okay. What do we got in here?
Is everyone cold in here? I'm freezing.
Do you need a sprinkler?
That is a maroon R-van. That one is a side strip, is it?
I don't know.
RCS.
None of them were side strips. These are all from my house.
What's RCS?
Right corner strip. I stole that.
Is
from
that
Waterpro.
is that not a side strip?
Yeah, it is. I
You-
stole that one from Waterpro. I don't know why it's in my bag.
You said there wouldn't be any side
Well,
strips.
probably there isn't.
Well, corner, it's the same. A
Alright.
brown, I got them as ones.
If it's brown, go to town. Is that the saying? Are we allowed to have money on the podcast? We'll get turned off from the government.
We'll be right.
So the last one was ended in 339. 114339. Okay. All good. This is just for when we do the draw. So probably at 10 to... No, fuck it. At 3 o'clock Adelaide time, so in 33 minutes, we'll do the draw for all of the remaining prizes for this month.
Yep.
You
Sorry.
don't do that.
Sorry.
These things cost me a lot of money. And then we're going to announce the prizes for the coming month.
Yes.
CUMMING month. You right?
Coming.
You didn't
Yeah.
take your clothes off. You said you were cold. You said you were cold.
I'm freezing.
No. You're wearing...
Hope
oh,
not.
no. I haven't touched him. Have you touched him? He touched my drink. He touched my drink. Did you touch the lip?
No. Don't think so. No, I should be
I
right.
don't need this shit. All right.
I've been sick in ages. I'll be right.
Can you approve statistically that makes you more likely to get sick?
I'm a healthy boy.
I'm a real boy.
Still looking for a water sponsor.
No, I'm close.
In the meantime,
Golden Showers.
it'll be a short term.
I got an email back from one of the Golden Showers producers.
They're happy?
They said that they can't make plain water, or they can't do plain water or sparkling water plain
Why?
flavor because you require different health standards to just put water in a can, and their machines, they need to buy a new machine just for water. Be like if we tried to run water through our machine, you're never going to have pure water.
So what? Oh, I get you. Yeah.
So
Yep.
they can do flavored water or
Mhm.
flavored drinks, but they don't have a recipe house. So I have to go to a recipe house, get a recipe made, and then go back to them with my recipe, and then they'll make my golden showers.
That sounds like a lot of work. Did they recommend a recipe maker?
Lots. They gave me
Oh,
so
okay.
much information.
Oh,
They were
that's
very
good.
helpful.
That's good then.
I don't know, man. I think I need a massage. Okay. Lucky Pitcher. Same guy. Santa Ana. Also, how soon to top dress in this climate?
Oh, I'd wait till spring. It's too cold.
Spring's in August this year.
Yes, it will be probably.
Definitely.
It's been cold here in the morning.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's freezing.
It's fucking
here.
winter. I'm moving. I'm getting out of this place.
There it is.
Whoa!
Oh, what the hillbilly?
Hang on a gizmo. What does that mean? You fill this with ice? Oh, that's how the noise
That's
works.
the Vuva.
I get it now.
Is the Vuva in the way?
Clayton Powell. Struggling to get the lawn to grow lush along limestone garden bed edging. Rest of the lawn looks healthy and lush. Tips on what could be causing this. Just do this. Tips on what could be causing this. Did you hear the question? or
Yes.
you
No, I
finished
certainly
fucking around?
did.
Okay.
My first question would be: is there off the limestone? Is there any shade that's casted over the area which
Does
struggling?
the limestone happen to coincide with a veranda or a pergola
Yeah,
or a permanent drone?
yeah.
Really, dude, it's
Sorry.
those two things.
I
Or a fence.
I was looking through you. I was thinking about something else. I was
thinking
thinking
about how
about
you're getting sick.
no. I was thinking about this email that I got this morning of a retaining wall, where during summer it was fine.
Yep.
But now
It's all changed.
it's all changed because
The sun's moved.
the sun's moved. So that's what I was going to go on to. That if there is something there that's casting a shadow that wouldn't during the normal, like during the growing months, which is now not growing as well, it could be because the position of the sun has changed, meaning that that area no longer receives sunlight.
Would that be in line with the theory that we live on a round planet?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting take. Scott Taylor, another question. This is Scott's third question.
Mm-hmm.
No, second. You're right, Scott. My Zoysia australis lawn, half is partly in the sun, the other half is in the shade on the southern side of the house. What can I do to support the growth of the Zoysia australis that is not going great in the shade? My answer is to remove the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that's
Or
not an
grow
ideal
lights.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah, lawn and shade. We've talked about it a lot, but lawn and shade. I don't care what the marketing says. I don't care what.
You're referring to those fake sun products?
No,
Or
the people that sell the lawn that say
the
that
shade tolerant?
shade tolerant. Shade tolerant doesn't mean it can grow in shade. Shade tolerant means it can tolerate small amounts of shade. And I don't care what they spin you, but lawn and shade just do not mix.
We're going to get another letter.
I didn't
Dear
mention,
sir,
I didn't mention anyone specifically.
we are the people that sell shade tolerant lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop saying things like that. You are affecting our sales.
The truth hurts.
Yours sincerely, the people that sell shade tolerant lawn.
So yeah, look, there are products on the market that replicate liquid sun, but in order to, the product doesn't really sell in small packaging, and the stuff that does costs a massive amount. Just like food, you buy it in small quantities, it costs more per kilo. Obviously, the more you buy, the cheaper it becomes. But yeah, you could also look at maybe using a colorant on the lawn in the shade affected areas. But of course, once the other side starts to change color, you might get a contrasting color, the opposite of what you're getting now. So probably just spray the whole lawn if that's something you're looking to do. So like a pigment or something like that. But
Is it reasonable to suggest that if the lawn's really green going into a shady period, that it will stay green for as long as it takes to chop that green off?
Yeah, it'll hold on for as long as possible. But I've already noticed at my place with the sudden drop of cold weather in the mornings and with the movement of the sun, there's a strip out the back of my house that we talked about many times in a video, previous videos. That kike has already started to die back, and it's really starting to thin out now. The ryegrass and the fescue is starting to come back through, but it's still patchy. It was so good throughout summer, and I thought beautiful, but unfortunately, yeah, the shade just.
Could they? This person could also oversow if they were comfortable with
if
what that looks like,
potentially.
depending on the shade.
Yeah, but I mean, from memory, Zoysia australis and a thin like ryegrass or a fescue is not going to really match up too nicely. But yeah, ideally, we all have open backyards and the shaded areas are covered by, entertaining areas, barbecues and all those sorts of things. But unfortunately, we can't do everything that we want to or have everything perfect laid out.
Someone else responded about that limestone. They said, Clayton Power said some shade, but the edge is only 10 inches high.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a frame around the lawn. Are you, I guess, Clayton, just for clarification, are you suggesting that might be the limestone that's impacting the lawn? How far out off the wall is the lawn struggling? Because what I'm thinking is you might actually, the wall might have been built on a base of rubble, and there might be some haunching, not that there would be, but it's probably a cement or rubble base, and the lawn is somewhat shallow in its sand soil profile, and that would be on a 45-degree angle out. Like if you could say it comes out I don't know, 30 centimeters of shitness or 20 centimeters of shitness, it might be that.
That's a good point, actually. There's a guy on YouTube, Instagram. It's called.
He just said that was a good point. That's
Yeah.
really nice. He doesn't talk to me like that usually. It's beautiful.
Called the Lawn Tools. Lawn Tools? Yeah, the Lawn Tools. He's a guy in America. And
America.
he had exactly what you just said, had an area of a lawn that was struggling, and he put his big pick in there, and he pulled up this massive boulder. It was like this big. And he's pulled it away, built it back in, and it's looking much better. So it does happen.
I need to crack the bit here between my wings. You getting more dick pics? Podcast.
Oh, it's a truck. It's a truck guy.
Our truck's coming.
Hmm.
Matt said, why didn't we trade in the ute? Should we have traded in the ute?
No one's going to take that ute.
Well, that's not true.
Because they're in New South Wales.
He said that also doesn't matter because I said the same thing. He said, no, they just trade it. They send someone to look at it and they just trade it. So, yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Jack Chapo said, I reckon we could chat one day, Clint. About what? Money? Is that an emoji money? I turned my phone off. You got Instagram up on yours?
No, I don't. My phone's going fucking mental.
What are we going to chat about, Jack? I'm sure we've spoken before.
Jack Chapo.
Yeah. Bearded Sith says, Jonesy, can you tank mix roots and shoots 3-way and money shot?
Might be a bit gluggy. Check the mixing guide, but I'll
do your own research.
I don't know.
You do know that we have this podcast.
Yeah,
to help.
but I also like I also only like mixing wet and roots together. If I'm being honest, they're the two best together. And then money shot I like using by itself as well, and 3-way I like using by itself. I understand this whole wanting to mix them together, save time. You see, the Suncorp, and we're up to 82 sprays for the year.
Do you want me to tell you something really funny about Suncorp? We've just confirmed that Matt from Suncorp will be speaking at our event on June 19th.
That's exciting.
It's pretty cool. All right. I will clap for you.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
That's not the clap button. Yeah, it is pretty cool. So he's just confirmed. Literally, the phone call I had just before I walked in here was he is busy, but he appreciates the importance of it, and he will make time and come down and talk to us about everything that's been going on there at Suncorp, about them ripping up something like 20,000 square meters of turf because it was too wet, and relaying, putting some new soil down. Soil and sod. Jonesy's ordering a pizza.
I'm ordering a truck.
Oh. When are we getting the truck?
Next week, by the sounds of it.
Meep, meep. That's a video. People really care about shit like that. Oh, sorry. We should get some dude to come down and or a dudette. Dudettes can do this too, and spray some flames on the side of it like fucking full hot rod.
On what? The truck or the
truck?
ute?
Well, we should put the ute on that road where you put utes to
Oh yeah,
go to
in
heaven.
2 wells.
Is it okay to mow cooch at 50 mil? I have wintergreen, a cheap mower that's a 30M, then 50 mil in height.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's a 30M?
I'm not sure.
My lawn is bumpy as hell, but Bermuda Bull says it to mow it like 15 mil. What's Bermuda Bull?
Not sure. But you can mow.
I feel like these people are just putting words in here to make me read them
just
out.
to catch you out. But no, you can definitely mow cooch at 50 mil. There's no law that says you
what
can't.
What should I do?
Keep mowing it higher if it's
and
it's
obviously the key here is to mow it regularly at that height.
Yes.
To keep the so you don't chop off too much and leave the brown bits.
And then if you're looking to
there's heaps of questions.
Level it out a bit more at springtime or once the weather starts to warm up again, you can hack it back to the soil, do some top dressing, and then wait for the cooch to come back.
Jack Chapo said that $ with the arms is procurement. All right, I'm keen. I still don't fully understand what we're going to talk about, but I'm interested. You've got my attention. Can you email me at clint@lawnhub.com.au and I'll organise a time we can have a chat. Brenton Ellis says, good score Saturday, Jonesy. Did you win the Lawnhub voucher?
That's next weekend, not this one, the one after. Yeah, I shot PB on the weekend, 77 off the stick, 5 over. Left a few out there as well, but my putting saved me as well. So it was a good balance.
We're playing golf on Monday.
We are trying to retain our title.
You know, we never got that cup. That really fucks me off.
Cup.
There's a cup. You win a cup.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there and we'll demand it.
And no, it'll be there because Matt was told that like it's good that we're there because we can give the cup to whoever wins. And
Well,
it's like,
how about
firstly,
giving it to us?
Fuck off. Well, we're taking it anyway. But
That's right.
he's like, we didn't get the cup. So the cup's where's this cup been?
Yeah.
So obviously you can sense I'm a bit frustrated by that. But
No, well, that's fair. I didn't even know there was a cup.
there's a cup. Our names will be on it,
Yeah, right. That's cool.
engraved.
Engraved.
Yep.
That's cool. I've never played West Lakes. Have you played West Lakes?
No. But to be fair, I've only played maybe 30 rounds of golf in my life. Probably 20 of them were at Blackwood.
And the other 10 are a combination of all the top 4 golf courses in Adelaide.
And the USA.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, I don't play at those other normal clubs. Although I did play that club in America was interesting. Brendan Bearded Sith says, well, Mixing Guide says roots and shoots and 3-way, so that's fucking great, Jonesy.
Yeah, you can. I'm just voicing my thoughts around it, but the Mixing Guide
it's
is
like
there.
banging your second cousin. Yeah, you can, but you wouldn't.
Australian government says you can,
But you wouldn't.
but you definitely wouldn't.
Cool. Brandon's my second cousin.
That's a sight.
That's a new tattoo. Mixing Guide says no. Bearded's, oh God, there's too much going on now. Why do these podcasts start slow and then just come with the thunder?
And Instagram is gone too.
Oh, shit, I keep turning it off.
So if you're on Instagram right now and you've asked a question in the last 10 minutes, re-ask
Have you got
it.
yours open?
Oh. Here we go.
This will be real interesting.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
I'm
I can't hear you,
here.
Dylan.
I know you guys can't hear me. I'm not going to
Ladies and
stop the
gentlemen,
recording again.
non-binaries, I can hear him.
The fog dog.
non-binaries. Huh?
The
The fog dog. Which
Fog
is
dog.
not Dusty
Oh.
Fog
The-
Dog.
speaking of fog, he's back this week. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I've
He
always heard
asked.
that straight from the mouth.
Yeah.
Hi,
I-
legends.
Sorry, Dylan.
This is great.
I can't hear.
Hi, legends.
I can't
Have
hear you,
you
Dylan.
done the Insta question yet? Can you hear me?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't know how to help you, mate.
You could quit.
You have to speak up. I'm wearing a jumpsuit.
I'll look for the Instagram question. Hang on.
Go, Dylan. I'm
Oh,
listening.
did you actually need me
Yeah.
to repeat that?
Yeah.
Hi, legends. Have
There's
you
heaps of
done
questions.
the Insta question yet?
No, I'm in there now. We'll do them now. Is that the only question on it live?
Did you do the one about the 100 square meters of Tiff Tuff and Paralawi?
Nah.
There's one here that says I sent Jonesy an email.
Yeah, I'll reply
Can you
to
talk
that
about
one.
winter weed? Well, you don't reply to it. Okay.
He too had a problem with a prodiamine product, putting it down, and then a winter weed popped up.
Maybe Pridamine is done. Maybe the chemical companies have decided that it's time to release one that they can own the patent over.
And do this whole process again.
No. There is nothing in there about 100 square meters in the Instagram
All right,
questions.
well, I will ask you the question that is asked.
Please ask the question that is asked.
Jayski C. Hi, guys. I laid 100 square meters of Tiff Tuff in Paralawi April 9th. I've applied, got laid to the supplied schedule. Can I give it its first mow or wait a little longer?
You sure can. If it's nailed down, you can't rip the slabs up. Get the mower on it. We'll love it. Just keep it at a higher
Yeah,
setting
don't
to
go
begin
too
with.
low, otherwise you're going to have a brown lawn for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Why does it
Paralawi
keep
just
turning
around the corner.
up? Pazalaza. We used to do burnouts out there.
Does not surprise me.
Have you, this is from Mark BK Curtis on the gram. Have you ever thought about running a competition to find Australia's best lawn? Yes, we have. It just takes a lot of effort, which I don't have at the moment.
Plus, I also think doesn't matter how transparent we are as a business, people still complain.
Yeah.
Unlike
Oh
other Australia's best lawns competitions
that
that
have 6 entries.
have 6 entries.
It's a bit
and
of the sample size of 0.
Yeah, and give the winning lawns to
Allegedly.
to that anyway. Yeah, read between. I've got a couple of controversial questions for you that I asked ChatGPT too,
Okay.
Clint.
We can ask Marnus as well and see what the differences
Yeah.
are. V Unit 469 says, how many deep is the packing team?
At the moment, there's none of them out there because they were all sick. No, I think there's a couple out there.
Oh, so you are sick from your fucking staff.
No.
That's what happens when you go down there and work, mate. Get sick. The Fog Dog has a question. He said, have you asked? Yeah. So his question was, hey, Legends, can I mix David Gray's crabgrass and clover killer with 3-way and NSFW? Jesus, that sounds like something I did on my head.
I have not tried it, if I'm being honest, but you could do a jar test, and if it mixes well together and doesn't go all gloopy, then you can safely assume that it'll be
Jizz-esque.
okay. But yeah, jar test it.
Cam Doherty, 93. Can you apply pre-emergence and PGR on the same day? And if not, how many days apart?
Just give it 24 hours.
I sent Jonesy an email about my weeds. Can you talk about winter weed control from Ashley Purchase?
So it was very similar to the onset question where he'd put Spartan down and he'd had some cape weed pop up, which I put down to maybe they had already started to germinate and they were sitting there before it sprouted. Winter weed control, obviously, pre-emergent. If you miss your pre-emergent, then there's post-emergent. So NSFW is going to target your broadleaf weeds in all your lawn. If you have something like winter grass, it's going to be more specific to a certain chemical. So if you have cooch, then Powercheck is going to be great for you. So is Nominee. So is Monument, those sorts of products. If you've got Kaiku, then you can suppress the growth by using Duke. It may take out a bit of it, but may also not take out all of it. If you've got a cool season grass, Powercheck's safe for bent, and then you've got Nominee for your ryegrasses and your fescues as well. So
we did address Lockie Pitcher's question of how soon to top dress in this climate. Yep.
yes,
South Australia, spring, August. The limestone question, we just needed some more information around what might be underneath that and how far that issue is happening off the limestone. Clayton Power, some shade, we've talked about that. Nathan Wood, are you better off cutting high or low over winter?
Look, if I'm being honest,
just lie to them.
It's just the lawn going into winter, you get it looking as good as possible.
And then don't change your height of cut.
And then don't change your height of cut. If you have frosts and frosts are happening in your area every single winter, it does not matter. It's still going to go brown.
Even in Darwin?
Well, I don't think that.
You know, this is an international podcast.
Yeah, it is.
You can't just throw comments out like that.
Yeah.
Jonesy will be back to his normal programming real soon.
Sorry, it was just a truck man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daimler.
Daimler?
Matt Damon.
Daimler.
In Wagga Wagga. Great service.
Yeah?
It's been really good.
Good. Should buy another truck just to say thanks.
From the moment that he rang me to even now.
Well, once the truck gets in, maybe you could do a Google review.
Maybe.
Because people like that.
They do.
We love that. So if you're interested in leaving us a Google review right now, head over to Lawnhub's Google page and do that. That'd be really helpful. It is a goal of mine to have more 5-star reviews than any other lawn care brand in the world. I'm not even sure where we are.
Nah.
But it might not. We might be winning already, and my goals are achieved. It's time to retire. Nathan Wood, cutting high or low. Kira, Bearded Sith wants to see the meme. Daniel Pittman is up and about. Hello, Bearded Sith says hello back. Jonesy, can you mix tanks? Yep, done that. Jack Chapo, Brendan, a good score. You know, Irvo scored fucking 42 points or something the other day. He said he shot 5 over.
Yeah, I had 41 points on Saturday. And I think well, Matt had 34 on Saturday, but he did have a good.
No, this is a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he had a good round when he was on leave.
Clayton Power, been using all the goods for a while, and the edges just don't want to fill in. How far out are we talking? These guys are talking to each other. Yeah, didn't that shit cunt from the Netherlands win the Lawnhub winner? The best lawn. Remember we had Rate My Lawn at the Duke of the Netherlands? Yeah, right. We might make it in Australia only, but we are an international brand, so you know it doesn't necessarily work to just not let them in. Maybe we can have an international category. Josh Knott, g'day legends. Just wondering, once the new irrigation system is up and running, how do I work out how long I need to water for? For example, when watering in a product that requires 10 mil of water, how do you calculate the correct watering time to hit that amount? Also, will it vary between different lawn areas if some zones have more overlapping sprinkler coverage than others due to an odd-shaped lawn?
I'll leave you with that one. I'm going to wee.
All right, this is definitely right up my alley. So there's a bunch of different ways you can handle this, and it will really depend on a few things: how you are irrigating and how the system was designed. So professional irrigation products have a lot of data behind them that support the information that we need to do this. So, for example, an MP rotator applies around 10 or 11 mil of rainfall per hour if they're designed properly, and that's for the MP 1000s, 2000s, and 3000s. Then it changes, I think, for the SR 800s and the 3500s. Then you've got the Rainbird R vans that sit around 16 mil an hour. All of that is conditional on them being designed and installed in a certain way. For your lawn, if you've designed them well and you know the brand of sprinkler, you can actually reverse engineer the design to tell you the mil, so you actually wouldn't have to go test it. If everything's working as it's meant to and it's been an MP rotator system that's been designed properly and installed properly, it's 10 mil. If it's an R-van system that's been designed properly and installed well, it's 16 mil and so on. If you've got certain areas that have got more sprinklers than they need and some that have less, you actually won't have a consistent mil of application per square meter anywhere. So if it's a situation like that, you'll have to work out either using the maths of it and actually work it out, or do a catch can test which tells you, so you can do that. I'll talk about that in a sec. And then you'll need to irrigate to the lowest portion of that. So if some of the area gets 10 mil while the other's getting 16 and you want 11 mil or 10 mil, then you'll have to water it out to 10 mil and obviously be 16 in some areas. The beautiful thing about irrigation is there's a lot of science and a little bit of art. The other thing you can do is work out how many square meters that you've got, and if you know how much water is moving through the system per minute or per hour, you can actually calculate if you've got 100 square meters and there's 1,000 liters going out over it, then you've got 10 mil, because 1 liter is 1 mil per square meter. Now, the catch can thing I talked about is probably a little bit more complicated, but you can put catch cans out and use them to calculate the mils. I do see people commenting on a lot of the lawn forums around using tuna cans for this. If you can get catch cans, that's preferred. I think with tuna cans, you're not necessarily testing the amount of mil of application, but you are able to measure the differential between each of the cans and work out if your system's applying evenly. I don't know that to be completely true, and I'd need probably someone else to necessarily say that. But yeah. What's Dylan sending me? This is what Google says when you search Lawnhub. What's that? Is that an AI? Lawnhub's not spelled that way. If you put tuna tins out on a lawn, you wouldn't test the mil, would you? You'd only determine how much, if it's even. I'm just trying to work out like what the surface area of a catch cup or can should be for it to actually accurately calculate the mil. Because the catch cans we've got, they've got a number on them that says the mil.
Tapered.
So that's been pre-calculated. The tuna cans, I don't think you can just measure if a centimetre of water is in the can. That actually equates to 1 mil of rainfall for the equivalent square metre. So, but anyway, I hope that answers the question. If not, I've answered that question 3 or 4 times. It's through the podcast, and I think it might even be a clip and a reel and all of that. If you are unsure about anything irrigation, obviously WaterPro would be my recommendation. waterpro.com.au. Head into one of the stores in South Australia. But alternatively, you can use professional irrigation shops across the country. It is very, 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 very much my recommendation to go to a professional irrigation shop, not a hardware shop. The staff in most, if not all, irrigation shops across the country have training and support, and they also have access to products that you can't buy at hardware shops that, in my opinion, are superior, both from a product design, efficiency, delivery, warranty, and support.
And in most cases, pricing.
Salute. Okay. G'day from Northern Ireland. Darren James tuning in from Northern Ireland. Hey, Darren, I'm curious. What are your thoughts on Conor McGregor and his current play to get into Irish politics? And can you answer that without potentially getting hurt.
Northern
And
Ireland is
are you
also
Irish?
where Rory McIlroy's from.
Rory, who? Answered the distance and limestone base above. Okay, dude, I've got a lot of questions here. So Clayton Powell.
Did you answer the Northern Ireland question?
Well, needs time to type.
Oh,
right?
sorry.
What do you think these
Oh,
guys?
he said hello. Sorry.
Clayton said using all the goods. Edging was dug in only on soil. Area's been struggling is about 3 inches all the way along. So could it be the limestone leaching or something else?
What would limestone be, like salty as?
Well, people put lime down. That's not the same, is it? It could be leaching salt. I need to take a piss. Why don't you Google it while I do that?
What would the question be? Limestone effect in
pH?
soil.
Yeah. Tell them a story about you.
So
Just one on the
according to
record.
Google, the limestone neutralizes acidity, improving soil structure and providing essential nutrients. Yeah, but what does it do? So it's alkaline.
Mm.
So it could be making the pH too high, maybe, if it's leaching.
That's a good theory.
What do you know, Dylan? I can't hear.
Yeah, I'll make sure to speak it a little bit
No,
louder
that's
for
all
you.
right, mate.
You know, same old, same old.
Same old. The Crowies, they going to win this week? They going to win
Hope so,
tomorrow?
man. Hope so. Rooting for them.
Got a couple of outs, a few outs. Obviously, you felt my disappointment around Sid Draper being dropped,
Yes.
sent back to the Magoos twos.
The Magoos twos.
Yeah, the Magoos, the twos.
Oh.
He'll be playing the sample this week, so hopefully he gets a lot of the footy. And we see him back. He's a bright young talent, 18-year-old, 19-year-old.
Yeah.
I actually think he is 18. Let me fact check that.
Do you know what time we're playing?
3:45.
Tomorrow?
Yes,
Good time.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I wonder. Oh no, he's keep walking. Wonder if he bought my pin. Say that was an Instagram
He
question.
took out a lot of stuff from that bag.
Huh?
He took out a lot of stuff from that bag and
Oh.
there's no bin.
All right. Where is players? Players. And Sid Draper is number 34. And he is 18 years old.
18.
You looking for 18-year-olds online?
Nah, just Sid Draper was omitted.
18-year-old online.
Was omitted from the Crows, which I saw as a very big surprise. But Brodie Smith is back. He was such a massive part of the Crows for a long time, so it's good to also see him back. But we did have a
How long's he been off for?
Smith. I don't know the streak, but since he did his knee in 2017, it's been a journey. But he's also played some very good footy in the sample, so looking forward to it.
It's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
58. So, for those of you that don't know, we are the single biggest giver away of lawn care related peripheral associated products to customers for free. No subscription required. So all you need to do
No loopholes in
is
there.
buy some shit from us during the period and you are in the draw. So obviously that comes with the caveat that sometimes we don't draw the draws, but we had some public holidays, right? Everyone needs a little time. Is that a song? So what we're going to do is give away the Greenworks pack.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Two of them.
One and then another.
Yes.
The first being for the last week,
Mhm.
which should have been drawn while I
Anzac
was
Day?
on my Anzac Day holiday day.
Remembrance.
No.
Mhm.
Anzac Day was the last
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Oh,
like Anzac
Remembrance,
Day
yeah.
Remembrance.
Fucking hell, Jonesy.
Not Remembrance Day, not November.
No. So 114339 was the last. The 114339 was exactly 3 p.m. So that was in the last draw. So we'll go to 114340 is the first in this draw.
So then we need to go to the 25th at 3 o'clock. Do you know how to do that? You can sort by date.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm shutting up. I'm not talking for the rest of the podcast.
You shut up too, dickhead.
It's been a good one. I will see you in the next one.
You can search for the date. So you just type it in. What's today? Everyone's been told to shut up. All right, I'll just do this one.
Hi guys, I have to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But
Today's the
I'm
second.
gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
So last Friday was the 25th. That makes sense. So 25 slash. What month is this month?
So that would be the 4th.
4 slash 2025. 26. 25. Doesn't work. I am in orders. Sorry, guys. We'll be with you real soon. If you have purchased something, you're in the draw. Are you still watching Instagram questions? Because mine's closed again.
All right. Do you want me to give them to you now?
Yeah, just while we're doing this.
All right. Thod Dog said, "Thank you, legends." And
That's all I got as well.
we got one from, "Is this even my handle?"
Yeah, they've
think we've
asked
had him
questions
before.
before.
I don't always catch the full lives, so listen back on Spotify at the gym, as if hip thrusting as a male wasn't bad enough. Cracking up while doing so definitely isn't helping me pull tens.
Pull tens?
Yeah,
What gym are you going to? I want to
Yeah.
see some tens.
it's a good, yeah.
I've got fat fingers.
Okay, so we're just trying to find the order range. I'm also going to need to know when this started. So we need to go back to the live that we drew the first week and find the first number of the first week.
The first
We
number
should
of
also
first
start recording these numbers somewhere readily available in this room.
Yeah, okay.
So 116044. Yeah? So this is for the last week. And then 116045 is for this week to today.
Yeah, so if you just clear the filter now.
There's a filter. So that's it. The last one's 116535. Yeah?
Yep.
Wow, that's a small window. 535. And then the big prize ends in 116535 as well. And then we just need to work out what the big prize's first number was. Are you onto that deal?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to put it on a random number generator and throw it on the main screen so that Dylan can share it with everyone, because we know how everyone feels about integrity. And, you know, I'm not saying other lawn care brands don't have integrity, because, you know, people with integrity don't necessarily just completely copy other people. But that's just 114340. 114340 to 116044. So this is wrong. 116044. Dylan, can you throw the main screen on the screen if you haven't thrown the main screen on the screen? Oh my fucking God. There you go. How's that for centering, you jackass?
You're not going to make this putt, you jackass.
How does that make you feel? Show me your end. Where does it put the number?
Where the 7
Over here.
is.
So 114340 to 116044. This is to give away the Greenworks multi-packy thing.
Yeah, you
I'm
get
really not doing it justice.
A mower, a blowy, and a snippy.
Move it to the left. Oh, that's the left side. Your other left.
Where's the any key?
What? It just gets rid of the numbers, that's all. So, yeah, thanks to Greenworks for supporting us with this. Obviously, without the support of sponsors that help us be able to purchase these tools at a competitive rate, it's a lot harder for us to do this all the time. So, are we there, Dill? All right, I think we're ready to go.
We're good.
Yeah, we obviously spend all our money on prizes and not on employment. So, oh, that's awkward. All right, you ready? 114340 to 116044. So the winner is 115702. This is for last week's prize, which I'm a loser for not drawing. 115702. 115702 is Tom S from Waldara in Victoria.
Well
It
done.
is their second order. Purchased some stuff on the 28th of April during our Easter sale. So not only did you save 20% off for being an Easter sale legend, you have just won yourself a Greenworks blowy mowy
Kit.
all around goey kit.
Let's see what the actual name is called.
While he's doing that, I'm going to get the next one ready. So 116045, 116045 to 116535. How's that? That's like less. That's a 1 in 490 chance of winning a prize worth $1,500. You guys are crazy if you haven't entered this. Crazy. Go put yourself into the home. Okay, 116045, 116535. Ready?
Ready.
116046. That's the second.
Yeah.
That's the next one. 116046. Clint Adams. I'm joking. Calm down, Jonesy.
Oh, it's just like, wow.
116. I did buy something last week.
Yeah. So it's the 60 volt, 51 centimeter self-propelled lawnmower ultimate startup kit. You get 2 batteries, a charger, a mower, a snippy, and a blowy.
Delivered to your door at no
Yes.
charge.
Yes.
So the winner.
Did you record the last winner, Dylan? Did you
It's being recorded live.
okay. Sorry.
No, we didn't record it.
Back. That's okay. Huh?
Okay, 116046. 116046 has been won by Adam B
What a name.
of Shell Cove, New South Wales.
Well done, Adam.
Adam has placed 3 orders with us, his most recent order being placed on Friday, the 2nd of May. Thank you, Adam. Also used a discount code, which I'm not sharing, but he used a discount code. Now, the next one, the 116535 stays. I'm just going to refresh this.
How did he put an order in for the 2nd of May? Today's the 2nd of May. That would have been the 25th.
That was delivered on the 2nd of May,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
I'm an idiot.
No, that's okay. You know, we're all about integrity. It just mean we'd have to give away another one.
Get it over with and never have to worry about it again.
He purchased it at some point prior to that. Where do you
Well,
have
it would have
that
been
date?
on the 25th of April at like 3:07 p.m.
Yeah, you're right. Friday, 3:34.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
334.
First
Don't-
order was placed 1st of September last year at 7:08 p.m.
And he's done 3 orders since, or 2 orders
He's done 2.
since.
September, then November, then recently. So I would say now that he's just won himself a slap and tickle pack.
60 volt, 51 self-propelled lawnmower ultimate startup kit with 2 batteries, a charger, a mower, a snippy, and a blowy.
Delivered to your door at no extra charge. He's going to be a customer for life. I've got a good feeling about this. All right, I'm going to refresh this random rando because I want to get rid of those numbers. 116535. 116535. Now, this one's like,
For them.
I'm going to fucking say it. It's pretty fucking exciting. And I actually want this one. I'm going to probably buy one for myself when we've got some more money. We've actually lost a lot of money recently. But yeah, come springtime when you guys are all fully charged on your lawn journeys, I'm going to buy one of these things. I'm going to try and jump it. So they're only
What?
rated to 100 kilos as well. I'm currently dancing at 125.4. So, oh, that light is bright.
What would it be? It would be a lifestyle product, wouldn't it? Yeah, there it is. Right.
Did you find the? Ooh.
It's a 60 volt stealth series off-road mini bike. Unsure if it comes with batteries and stuff though.
It has to. If it doesn't, I'll get you some batteries. That's just rude.
Yeah,
So-
there's no batteries in the picture.
111534. That was from the 11th of April.
What number?
111534 is the first number that's in the draw. 1115. No, that was placed on the 4th of April. That's not right.
Wouldn't it?
No, that's right, because we did that live draw earlier in the day. We finished at 12. We did a podcast early that day, I'm sure. Do you remember? Because we had something on. I had to go to a lunch or something. We did it from like 9 to...
Oh, I wasn't there on the Friday.
Yeah, so we did this on the Thursday, is that right?
Could have been.
We are not good at this. This is
No.
why they have lotteries commissions, I'll tell you.
Yes.
This is 100% why there's a chick standing on the side watching the balls turn in the bowl.
All right. Should we go back in YouTube and find it?
Well, he did, didn't you?
Yeah, I haven't found the time.
It's usually an hour into the podcast. You'll see a screen change.
But to see what time.
No, I just want to see the number that was at the start of the draw. What were we saying? When did we start this? The 4th? Yeah, that would make sense. All right, sorry guys. While we're trying to sort that out, because this is really important, because when we make mistakes with these things, I end up spending another $2,000 or $3,000 on another one. So, holy shit, Darren, welcome. Okay, that was really racist, bearded Sith. When we have people coming in from other countries, you need to be more welcoming, okay? Not
fuck off.
making jokes about potatoes. Clayton Powell, did you answer the limestone question? You're not sure.
It increases alkalinity.
So there might be a pH concern.
Neutralizes the acidity.
Darren James, as for getting hurt, this is definitely the most Irish answer. I'll knock McElroy out first, then use his one wood to sort McGregor out good and proper. All right. So he didn't tell me whether or not he supports it. What's that?
It was at 10 a.m.
Yeah. So that's when we did the draw?
That's when we did the draw.
So we must have done the podcast from 9 till 11, and then I shot off to get drunk at...
That is on the 11th.
That was Gather Round?
The 11th was that first.
On the Friday, yeah. So but the draw would have been from the Friday previously, which was the 4th. No, but I'm trying to just double check that the first number that I had, like based on when it was purchased, because I think it was like 12.25 on the 4th or something, then it's the right one. Because I think we did an early podcast twice. Are you looking for it, Jonesy?
Mm-hmm.
All right, while he's doing that, I'm really sorry. But if you're a fan, then you have been used to this bullshit from us. So I'm sorry. Emma Egan, good to see Jonesy looked in the mirror before the podcast. From the chin down, am I right? Okay, no. Actually, while I'm here, we should talk about Hopper. I'm just drinking this. I paid for it myself. This is a sparkling hot water that I'm drinking to try to reduce my reliance on alcohol. It's been pretty good. We also have a question here from Jack Me Hoff. Will the Lawnhub truck get the Lawnhub number plates or a new plate? Yes, the Lawnhub truck will get the Lawnhub number plates, and Jonesy is getting new plates on his beast. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I haven't bought them yet, and I don't need you guys to go get them.
Someone will go get them.
It's not Dick Pick. I wonder if they'd let us have that.
I doubt it.
Should I do this myself, or are you getting close? No, I'm talking to Jonesy.
I don't know. So I've got you in your suit with your crow's pin.
Yeah.
So that was fuck this shit. That was episode 62.
We definitely need a
So in this-
professional.
The first number was 1153.
Can't be.
111534.
Yeah.
And then the winner, or no, the end number of that week.
Here we go. So
So it'd be
one lucky winner is walking away with the very first one out of 4 lawnmower.
Yep.
All right, so that's in this one.
Yep.
Which would be about an hour.
An
in.
hour in. Yep.
57.59.
Where was this information 20 seconds ago?
I'm giving you the numbers.
I wanted to double check the number. That's all. Kira's got numbers here. 111534 was the first prize draw range. What are you doing?
115, whatever they just said.
111534.
Yeah,
So it goes to
11534.
534. Yep.
Yes. All right, got it.
But what I wanted to check, which I have open on my screen, was 111534 was a sale that was made at 12:21 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I can't remember the reasoning.
From the 4th, right?
Yeah, that's fair. So the sale prior to that was 11.21 on the 3rd?
So it's just the first person who purchased.
After the last draw. Yeah. Did we give stuff away the month previously?
No,
So I just drew a line in the sand.
must have. It
And that's
must.
what it says on the website as well. From the 4th of April. So
Uh,
the first person who purchased on the 4th of April.
At what time?
Oh, that would have been. That's AM.
Oh, it's midnight, you
Yeah.
dickhead.
Fuck.
Oh, I have another one. You see, this is what happens. You guys all want me living healthy and not drinking for a living. Okay, that's
This is definitely why there's a lotteries commission.
good. All right, 111534 to 116535.
So what's that? Oh, that's 5,001 orders.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking so cool. Which bit of it's cool? That it's
It's a
5,000?
1 in 5,001 chance.
Well, one of those orders is me. So it's actually a 1 in 5,000.
And there might be a couple of cancelled orders in there too. You never know.
Do we ever check that?
Well, as in it would come up on the screen as their orders.
So I'll check it when I do it.
Well, I hope so.
That'd be awkward. All right, who's ready to win a skid bike?
Hang on, let's get the terminology right so we can clip it.
Look at Jonesy all concerned about the clip. Can't we just get AI to fix this?
So a 60-volt Stealth Series off-road mini bike, thanks to Greenworks, valued at $2,999.
Delivered to your door at no extra charge. And I'll get you some batteries if they don't come included. All right. I'm just nervous about these things because I've made a lot of mistakes. You ready?
Oh, it includes two 60-volt 8-amp batteries, dual-port rapid charger batteries compatible with 75-plus Greenworks 60-volt products. All right.
Asterix, you can't be as fat as me and ride it without breaking it.
Well, it's yours. You can do what you want.
113535. One 113-535 is Jason Robb. Jason lives in Eltham, Victoria, and likes long walks on the beach. Jason has been a customer of Lawnhub for 2 orders starting on the 3rd of November 2023 and most recently having his second order on the 16th of April. That's very interesting.
And
That's a big gap, Jason.
Is there a mobile number there?
Jason, there is a mobile number there. He's got a 666 in his number like me. He must be cool.
I'll call him after.
Okay, no worries. So, Jason, congratulations. If you're watching and you want to call us now, just call Jonesy. If not, he'll call you afterwards. You've just won a Popper monobike. What's it called?
60-volt.
60-volt. Free delivery. I'll do my bit
Stealth
first. Delivered
Series
to your door.
off-road mini bike.
Oh, off-road as well.
I hope so.
A Gawler special.
Gawler special. Go down to the local Coles and get some Powerade.
You just described my son.
Is Prime still a thing in
Not only
Australia?
does it hydrate you, you can use the bottle as a bong. There's a Powerade ad if I've ever seen one. Is Prime still a thing? I don't think
in
so.
Australia?
Not well. It still exists, but I don't think the kids are as concerned
The
about
craze isn't as big.
it. Yeah. I don't know what they're drinking. Probably Liquid Death now that I've started drinking it. I'm pretty fucking cool. Where's J-Dog from? Eltham. I talked about that before, Kira. Eltham, Victoria. Yeah. Fucking hell. It hurts me that we gave that to a Victorian. Just lost half our audience. Sorry. What's Jason's location? I just said it. Eltham, Victoria. Is Kira on delay? Okay. Let's get back to the podcast. Everyone just tuned out. No one gives a shit anymore. Nate Extreme. See the Essendon player's ankle bend at half last night?
Did you see it?
No. I don't watch football. I think it's a stupid
full,
sport.
Ugh.
I think that I actually met with a football team today and they said, so did you go for our team? I'm like, no, I think the sport's stupid. I think it's a talentless sport and that if you have a 30% accuracy rate in front of goal, then you shouldn't be a sport. So hopefully that doesn't
What
go
would
back to the
soccer be
players.
then?
Soccer?
The accuracy in front of goal would be horrendous.
Well, no, there's a
Yes.
goalie. If there was no goalie, the accuracy would be 100%.
Not necessarily.
If you had a soccer player have a penalty shootout from directly in front of goal with no goalie,
With 100 shots,
accuracy would be 100%. 100. They could just roll it in.
there's always a chance.
It's the ball shape. That's my theory.
there's a
Change the
chance.
shape of the AFL ball, everything's better.
To what? What shape?
More
would you change?
pointy. It'll go straighter.
No,
That
if it's more
knobbly, that
pointy, it doesn't
stupid-
go as far.
Doesn't need to go as far. It needs to go straight. Anyway, here we go. Been using roots and shoots on my cannabis plants. They're going great guns. Thanks, boys. That's from Anonymous87. Am I right? Am I right? Good on you. Actually, when that's ready, just send us in a sample. I'd love to do my own research. And if you're making any gummies from the leaves, then they ship pretty easy. Chad Hinsley from Facebook. How do I get kike out of my buffalo?
That is a very painful process, and paint it with glyphosate is probably the most time consuming, but it's going to give you the most accurate on-leaf kill.
Matt Lee, just give it to me. I've made 11 purchases. Matt King, I don't often manage to get to you when you guys are live. Love listening back to the podcasts. I'm sure I'm not the only one who can't make it. You blokes joke about only 10 people listening to you.
Yeah.
Well,
when
there is only 10 people listening.
When the wall was getting built, the number changed from 10 to 6. So
we just spent $6,000 to build a wall. So basically, like $1,000 per listener invested in improving the audio of the podcast. And we'll probably get evicted soon. They'll just be like, "Hey, we need the building back, and you need to fix the fucking wall." It looks a bit rough down that end. Do you see down the bottom?
we can talk off camera.
Okay.
I think it was a solid effort, but it's a nice wall.
6 out of 10.
I'm starting to think like Clint. Exactly what I said.
Okay. Clint Osborne says, "Hey men, cheers, cheers,
Hey,
cheers
Clint.
and beers." I'm really enjoying not being drunk, but fuck, I miss being drunk so much. There's got to be a solution. Is it drugs?
Maybe, but
Stop it.
What's this?
that's the intro.
Why is that on my soundboard?
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back. Episode 65. Lawnhub live after lunch.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Emergency screen button. You're like, what's this?
That was
It
funny.
says here incorrect. That's not the one I'm not allowed to press.
It's not on there anymore. That is gone.
All right, there's a question here from "Is this even my handle?" Which I think we've had questions
we've
from before.
had many times.
Took your advice from a couple of weeks ago, and I'm getting irrigation installed next week. What treatment would you suggest to assist with the repair? Sir Walter in Brisbane. I've got plenty of USP and Prem. Before he answers, I want to say it depends on who does the install and the quality of the trenching. In some cases, if you manually chop out a triangle of turf, that's a triangle for everyone playing at home, a triangle of turf, oh, that fuckhead, and pull it back and put your stuff in and put it back, you'll actually find that you won't even notice that you've been there. But a lot of people will use a trencher, which will kind of... Sorry.
The hop got you through the nose.
Hop happened. The trencher will just throw shit everywhere. So in that case, you might find that it needs a bit of repair. Being in Brisbane is going to serve you well. Jonesy.
Yeah, that I'd get down some Prem before the trenching, so get the food already in the soil. Up in Brisbane, you've got good weather all the time, except when hurricanes come through. But get the Prem down, get it in the soil, water it in, and then once the trenching is finished, or however
It's not trenching.
done,
He's saying it's being hand dug.
hand dug. Once that's all been put back, after a few days, get some roots and shoots out. That'll help as well, relieve a bit of stress and promote new root and
Hey.
shoots.
I got an idea. I don't know if this can be done, but if you make beverages, you should probably have the logo facing outwards from the mouth, so that when people are drinking it on podcasts, you can actually see it. What?
I think that's got to do with the machine when it puts the cap on.
Yeah.
I think they just get spun in and
Yeah. So it's always different because these are
Yeah.
exactly both wrong.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway, that's fine. When I start my beverage company, Golden Showers, then it'll be all good. Anonymous87 said, can send some samples, no stress. I think Jonesy has a sick hydro set up in his place.
me.
That's what he said, Jonesy.
Nice.
Jonesy's anti-drugs.
I'm
He's
not
like-
anti-drugs. It's just not something that I choose to participate in. People can do what they want. Just like you can vote for whoever you want. I'm sick of these TikToks telling me who I should vote for.
Well, I think the solution there is not to be on TikTok.
No, well, sometimes you got to answer questions on TikTok and you get stuck.
Yeah, I don't. I stay out of there. It's a fucking.
It's a hole.
trap.
It's a fucking hole.
Jack, my son, who's 12, sent me a message saying he's got a phone now because, otherwise we're shit parents, saying, hey, can I get TikTok? And I said, no. And he said, why? I'm like, I would rather you take meth. And he said, okay. I'm like, what is meth? You shouldn't know what meth is. So, yeah.
TikTok, I do not like TikTok at
I said, no child or adult should be using TikTok.
No. And we can say what we want about TikTok now.
Because we don't advertise on there. They're going to ban us.
So
that's right. Elon will buy it and we'll go back. So, yeah, with the trenching, are you hand trenching it yourself or have you got a contractor doing it? Is this even my handle? Because if you're doing it yourself, I'd recommend setting up plastic or carpet or cardboard to catch all the trenching that you're lifting out. Give it a real good soak before you start digging as well to make that cutting out easier. And just sit all of the spoil or soil or sod or turf or lawn on that, and then it helps you put it back in neatly. And like your friends will come around and they'll be like, what are you doing? Is this even my handle? I thought you were putting new irrigation in. And you'll be like, yeah, man, I did. I did such a good job. You can't even tell. And you'll have more friends.
fact.
And all the Penans.
Fact.
No, local irrigation shop, as you always suggest. Okay, that's cool. We'll tell them that if they want all the fans and all the Penans, then they need to use the cardboard and yeah, all good. Nathan Wood, what would you oversow buffalo with?
Ryegrass. If you're going to oversow, ryegrass. Oversowing with ryegrass is a simple solution. Looks nice. You can spray it out as well.
One day, maybe Clint seed.
Maybe. You know what, Clint? We were so understaffed yesterday that I made seed yesterday.
That's what I was doing when I was at home.
I got on the ladder and made 15 buckets of seed for all those people that wanted seed.
Like Water Pro Dry Creek.
No, they got their seed. This is like new seed, more seed. I reckon we've sold about maybe 400 or 500 kilos of seed.
That's crazy because when we first brought that out, it didn't really do much.
Power of marketing.
And quality products.
Yeah, well, and the quality. I mean, the ryegrass out the front, even though you overshot the runway a little bit, did you have a look at
No,
the
I
little
was
sneaky?
running late for a podcast. I didn't have time for that. I think I changed it into reverse so rapidly that I may have left some of the gears
On the road?
Yeah. So when I came in, it was like, and I was like, I hope that was something underneath the car, not the car.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about the gate if you like. Would you prefer both open?
I don't really care what you do. I know. It just caught me out.
That was my thinking.
Yeah.
Because for those of you that even care, you probably don't. But we had a truck
No one gives a fuck.
that didn't quite. So basically,
Oh God, we'll have video of that. We should capture that.
the paint on our driveway is a certain way, but we've had it ever since we moved on. We've had trouble with the gate down here that it only really opens up from the inside when the weight panel, whatever they're called, triggers.
Is
Anyway,
anyone selling a late model AU Falcon, preferably low kilometers?
on the other day, we had a semi come in, and the driver didn't quite go wide enough and nearly took out the edge of the building. But if we had the gate open and it works as it should, there's no way of hitting the building. So we changed the gate configuration and we're able to work it out. So and it caused me big stress because it's the last.
Did you do
thing.
it yourself?
Yeah, I worked it out.
Okay.
With the help of Emma. Thank you, Emma. Downloading the correct manual always helps. I downloaded the wrong one.
Okay.
But we can have. So, also, fun fact, I didn't realize that the trigger button, the red button is for that gate and the blue button's for that gate.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
Jimmy says, hang on, what happened to the Falcon Lovers stream? Is anyone selling a late model AU Falcon, preferably low kilometers? What's funny? Hang on, what happened to the Falcon Lovers stream?
We've got a 2.7 litre Toyota Hilux rear-wheel drive manual.
Yeah. Also, I would say the Falcon Lovers stream would have more people watching than we would. Either restream it's broken or people have finished watching the podcast.
Well, maybe we'll entice. I got a couple of controversial questions thanks to
All right, I'm logging out of Instagram.
Thanks to ChatGPT, it asked
Oh, questions for me.
questions for Clint.
Why are you?
So I put into ChatGPT, ask Director of Lawnhub, Clint Adams, a controversial question in our live podcast today. And it came up with a lot of questions. A lot of them are relevant, but one of them it said, Clint, what's one truth about the lawn care industry that most people would find surprising?
The first thing that came to my mind is that everyone is in bed with everyone, which I think probably surprised me more than anything. Like, there's no, like, I don't know if it's loyalty or there's no exclusivity, but like all the reps in the turf industry go work for other companies and then go back to other companies, and then they all sell shit to each other and they all buy shit from each other, and they all, like, you know, even if one of them fucks one of them, they still support them. It's just this very, and this might be similar to other industries. I find it's different. Irrigation doesn't feel like that. Like, you're in that camp or you're not. Whereas they all just like, whatever, it is what it is. That's probably one thing. I think one, and I've spoken about this before, one of the other things is there's nothing new. Like, everyone's like revolutionary, special fucking ABC technology and whatever, but there's nothing really new.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is, but there's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you have anything?
Pretty much nailed it on the head. The other question was a hybrid of ChatGPT and things that are currently happening. So what would your explanation be with the craze now if everyone's starting to use black bottles?
If you can't beat them, join them.
That's good.
I would say that it's easy.
Well, it's not, because it's not easy, because no one holds.
Well, no one
Black-
used to.
No, yeah.
We buy a lot of black bottles.
That's because our supplier is very good to us and does runs for us and holds stock for us. And
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that.
can't beat them, join them.
Well, there's that, and like, what do they say? Imitation is the ultimate form of flattery. It's also a very dangerous game to play with someone who's quite litigious.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny, but maybe it's time we change our colour.
Nah. Well, remember, and we'll have this for eternity now, but the governing body that watches the chemical uses in Australia said that no one has ever asked if we could put it in a black bottle. So we'll forever have that.
Well, we got that in writing.
I would have, yeah. I would have somewhere when we're registering it.
Yeah. I know. I guess I understand why you're asking.
No, it's just a bit of tongue in cheek.
It's interesting. Look, there's always going to be Me Too brands when people see success, and I think you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of stuff. I had a meeting, like I said, with that football club today, and they asked me fucking so many questions about heaps of different stuff, and it gave me an opportunity to reflect on everything we've been through, like development of different things and lawsuits and trademark disputes, and 25% of our orders leaking, and product shelf life, and
It's so
all this other shit. And I think that people often see the success or the perceived success of a business and go, that's easy, I'm going to do that. And they go try it. And then they either succeed or they don't, or whatever happens. But I feel like I used to talk about how I didn't care what other people were doing, and I didn't really mean it. Like, I was always looking over the fence and wondering. And then over the last couple of years, I've just kind of evolved into a point where I just really don't give a fuck what other people are doing. And, the stuff we're working on in the background, which you're across, is so far advanced to putting liquids in bottles and sending them to someone, or putting granulars in buckets and sending them to someone, that I think there'll be a point where we're at a point now where you're not going to catch what we're doing.
No.
I also don't want to be disrespectful to the risks of new players in the market. We talked about one of them a week or two ago. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. But I think that's true. I think the gap now between those newer brands and where we are is even further now with what we have planned the next 12, 24 months. And
I would
it's
say
super
we're
exciting.
spending on marketing per month what the total of most of those companies are selling per year.
Mhm.
So anyway, look, ultimately the bigger the lawn care industry gets, the bigger we get. You know,
And the better lawns become around Australia and the world.
yeah. Jack Chapo, if netball is too rough, then there is always soccer. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that was referring to. Jack's watching multiple podcasts at once. VJ said, are you talking about black bottles with red lids? I don't think he was.
No.
Matt Lee said, I'm still here. And Nathan Wood said, what would you oversow buffalo with, which you've already answered. Hey, I'm going to faster pasta for dinner.
Oh shit, yeah.
My little Lucy won her first sporting certificate. You know how
Yeah.
So she started playing netball, hasn't even played a game yet.
Yeah.
And she's already got a certificate. I think the coaches identified that she was struggling a bit to stay there and do it. And she's fucking elite. I'm going to say that, but she is. She's coming in first year into like a lot of these kids are playing second and third year, and she's in team 2 already, and they call it team 2. It's div 2, but they fucking
What?
So if you're,
without giving the age away, like, because there was when my sister started playing netball, there was modifieds, which was like the real young ones, and then it was sort of like
I don't know enough yet, but she went out there and they had her in team 3, and she was just fucking throwing balls too fast. And the coach, I don't know if I told you this, the coach said, "Do your brothers play basketball?" And she's like, "How did you know I had brothers?" And she's like, "I can tell by how you throw."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is very true, because the same thing, because it's the basketball throw is so much different to the netball throw.
And she's at the receiving end of that shit on the trampoline. We had 4 basketball rings on her trampoline, one on each corner. Yeah, so she's
slam ball.
I'm fucking excited. So she got her certificate, and she's been so pumped about it. The boys don't give a fuck; they get that shit. So their certificates expire, but she got like a $15 off. So she's like, "We have to go. We have to go." So it's a real big deal. We get to go out and kind of. She'll be like, "Yeah, this is my fucking certificate for
That's cool.
going to training and just being involved." But yeah, I get to watch her on the weekend. I can't wait. Like, I never thought I'd be excited to go watch a game of netball.
No, I was going to say, if you go back maybe 6 or 7 podcasts and to what you just said, completely polar opposite.
I'm very excited to watch her play netball. I don't give a fuck about netball in general.
No.
Although we went and watched it it's okay. It's fucking crazy. Have you seen it live?
I've never seen Thunderbirds.
It's fucking nuts. Like, it's for a non-contact sport.
It's quite contact. Yeah,
It's non-stop.
It's quick game.
But as Jack says, if netball's too rough, there's always suka.
That's right.
Have we got any other questions?
So not a question, but more so a topic. So during my answering of TikTok questions, I watched a video of a cereal online business, right?
Selling cereal.
They sell cereal and granolas and healthy breakfast and meal plans and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And there was like 1.3 comments, like 1.3 thousand comments. So nearly
1,300?
Yeah,
1.3 thousand? What are you?
You know on TikTok it says 1.3K.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't go on TikTok.
And I was like, fuck. I wonder what this woman's talking about. She's talking about shipping, right? So it was basically to say, hey, I've had to increase my shipping because the cost of shipping to me has gone up by a certain percentage. I've only on-forwarded this much. And she shared all her details. So basically she charges like $12 shipping. Her average freight cost is about $8 or $9 or whatever it was, right? So it's really...
So she makes money on her shipping?
No, sorry. It was $17 was her average shipping. She charges $12.
Yep. So she loses money on
So she loses money on shipping. $5 per order.
That's a familiar feeling.
Right? And ours swing completely.
Ours is worse than that.
It's way worse than that. And I was clicked on the comments because I was interested to see, you know, for a little business that sells granola, in my opinion, it wouldn't be a huge, massive video that prompted to have 1,300 comments, right? Well, fuck, I was not expecting what I read. The amount of abuse she was copying for charging shipping for an online business. I was like, this is fucking
God.
wild, man.
You know what's funny? You go put that same video on Instagram, 20 comments.
Yeah.
All fair. It's just TikTok.
Like,
And half of them are probably fucking international robots.
maybe.
I had very careful how I said that.
Maybe, but they were saying like you're an online business, you shouldn't charge shipping, you should raise your prices. And she replied to one of them saying like, okay, I'll make my fucking granola $95 then and make it free shipping. No one's going to buy it. Yeah. You know?
That's not necessarily true.
Maybe not. But then she's like,
she doesn't know that.
If you meet, I think her minimum order for free delivery was like $100 or something, right? So if you're going to spend all that granola, it might have been more. I can't remember exactly. But I was just like, the support against her about charging shipping. And then, you can tell when there's small businesses and large businesses commenting in there because they're like, oh, we're on Australia Post and we're on like a band 2 or 3, which is not a very good discount. You obviously you're not a big customer until you get up to your band 6s and above.
That's something you might learn when you start selling more fertilizer.
And it just made me realize that, shipping is what it is and it's only going to continue to get worse.
Yeah.
And, we copped a little bit of flack when we raised our shipping prices, but the fact of the matter is it comes straight off the bottom line. So
I think that for people that are concerned about shipping, what we've just recently done with Total Tools as well as all of the other resellers take that off the table. There's pretty much now in every state in Australia, there is Lawnhub available off the shelf close-ish to you. And obviously, Western Australia is probably the most challenging because I think they're both kind of in the metro part of southern Western Australia or central southern Western Australia, but that should expand. So, granola lady.
It was a lady, yeah.
Obviously, you look at like Carmen's, who are a brand that started like
Correct,
that.
yeah.
Maybe eventually that person will move into supermarkets. Maybe, who knows? They can also be an interesting beast to deal with, and we don't deal with the equivalent of supermarkets for that reason. But I hope that she didn't let it get to her because honestly, and this is something that most people really don't spend any time thinking about, but the opinions of anyone that's not sitting at your dining table every night does not mean fuck all.
I think the whole point of the video was just like, hey guys, this is what I've had to do. It wasn't so much but that
transparency should be like seen as a positive.
Yeah, well, I nearly messaged her with the Lawnhub account and saying, because I don't have TikTok, it's just the Lawnhub account, just saying like pretty much what you just said.
Do that. Trust me, a message like that could change the trajectory of someone's fucking day. And they'll get seen, especially if she's reading the comments.
Like it was just, and I could be completely naive to the fact maybe the granola industry in Australia is massive and it's huge and the health
Dude, the comments on, and this is my opinion only, and it's a joke and it's not real. It could be the biggest companies in the world that sell granola paying bots and hackers to fucking attack her.
Not financial advice,
with
but definitely
the
plausible.
view that if she shuts the business or worst case shuts herself, they don't have a fucking competitor anymore.
Another competitor, yeah.
So
it was just wild because, and like you said, if you're not sitting at the dining room table,
no, it doesn't matter.
Josie talks about it a lot now, but she understands shipping prices because she's seen the other side of it, and that's all. That's a lot of it. People don't understand this side of it. But if you're a big enough company and or I wouldn't even consider us a big company. We're still relatively small.
As far as the government's concerned, we are a micro business.
Yeah, we're a micro business, and our freight outgoings this year will well surpass in the millions. So, that's straight off the bottom line if you don't try and recuperate some of that, So
it depends what you sell and how much profit you make and also the weight. The thing is, granola is probably a bit lighter than what we're selling, so her average shipping being 17 is pretty much in line with what.
So she's got a fixed box rate. That was her like her fixed box rate was going up. So she just had one box. So if she had to ship 2 of those boxes, it was 2 lots of $17. So
look, as she grows, she might find that having 3PL and shipping pallets to there.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, yeah.
It was just wild. I just thought it was a very wild take. And then the next scroll was Blue-Eyed Kayla Jade, so I just turned it off. So,
what's that?
That's the sex worker.
I don't know what that is.
She's massive on TikTok. Dylan's favorite, and I think that's why she shows up on TikToks because
he's on there.
Dylan spends a lot of time watching her. I think
Blue-Eyed
Kayla Jade.
Tell me more.
She's she started a TikTok by counting money on like, so I was with the client last night and she had like 12 grand in cash with her and she would count it and then she moved away from that and now she just tells sex stories.
Interesting.
Mm.
Is she hot?
She's not my cup of tea.
Okay. Doesn't mean she's not hot.
No,
just not yours.
just not my cup of tea.
Got all their teeth.
Got all of her teeth. She
That's
also
a Gawler joke if you weren't sure. We'll write that down.
and she just revealed to the world that she has 2 kids, which is nobody knew that.
And what would Isaac Butterfield say about that?
He actually hasn't done a video about it, to be honest. His last video was actually with his wife, his podcast. They were talking about Abby Chatfield and the Greens.
Yeah.
And then her next video was her selling her butt plug. So it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
That is a very Greens thing to do.
Yes. But tomorrow, federal election. Make sure you vote. Make
I don't
sure
have
you
time to vote. Can't they come to me? Is there a service where I can pay them to come and get my vote?
No, you can fill out the envelope and send it.
Nah,
It's
I
called
can't do
postal vote.
on the day though, can you?
Not on the day. No, you'll get a fine.
My vote is worth more than a fine. I value my democracy and my right to be part of a democracy, but I don't want to go do it. I want them to come to me.
As an Australian, you should absolutely.
I do like to go to the polling booths and like have the people I'm not voting for try and hand me a how to vote card. I'm like, good one, mate. And just grab the other one.
Yeah.
And be like,
and those
good
of
luck,
you,
mate.
how long have I been legally allowed to vote for? 12 years because I'm 30. So, and I haven't taken it more seriously than this year. And those of you that maybe don't know who to vote for or what you're looking to do, I still think obviously you have to vote if you're enrolled. That's a given. But I still think that everyone should at least spend the 2 seconds it takes to fill out both the cards. And there is a website that you can literally type into Google in Australia, like how to choose who I vote for. And there's a survey. It's about a 5 or 6 minute survey. And it asks you all these questions and it helps you.
Who owns that website?
I don't know, but it allows you, because obviously everyone in this building is fully aware of my beliefs and standing. It did not swing me in a way that I was not ever going to vote.
Interesting. Kira said, can't relate, no voting for me. That's an interesting perspective. I hope that you are happy with the result of the election. In support of Kira's comment, it doesn't really matter what the fuck happens. You vote for whoever you want, especially in a democracy that has so central, like it doesn't matter who wins.
The vote compass, it's called.
Like, also, what I'm doing with my life isn't impacted by them.
No, and you know what? Dylan and I had that exact conversation today, didn't we, Dylan?
Like, what is it? Like the Greens were fucking going on about dentistry, right? Don't go to the dentist. Let your teeth rot. Let them fall out of your head. Doesn't matter now, does it?
The dirtier, the better.
You can vote early. Yeah, I know, but I can't be fucked. Like, I don't know if you have, like, Josie, if you notice what I look like at the moment, but I don't have windows of time. I'm just working and sleeping and drinking this fucking water so I don't write myself off every day. That's it. But I'll make time to vote.
But everyone's vote counts. Make sure.
In this country, definitely.
I watched a video. I was telling Dylan, because I again wasn't fully until this year or this election fully aware how the preferred voting works, and I watched a video on a guy explain it with marbles, and it was very good.
I'm so busting for a piss. Do you want to finish this up?
Yeah, we can finish it up.
Dylan can go fucking get his box waxed or whatever he does on Fridays early.
Go and
hey, stop it. No. Fuck you.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to the winners of all the prizes. Oh, we didn't announce the new prizes.
All right, so for those of you still listening,
turn him off so
those of you still
everyone can listen.
My bladder end is about to explode. What are the new prizes? Is it in my... All right, so basically I have bought some new shit because I want to give more stuff away. I encourage you to enter because as the season draws to a collation, I don't want to say the W word, you'll find that less people are buying stuff, and so
there's a better chance
to win. So on Monday the 9th of May,
Monday?
Yeah, that's right. So Friday, May 9, Friday, May 16, Friday, May 23rd, and Friday, May 30, we will be giving away a King Chrome toolkit which is worth $700.
No, I think it was 400.
400
It was a
bucks.
351 piece.
It's worth 700 to me.
It's a very good kit. We've got one here. We use it.
So I've got them, and then the grand prize, which will be awarded for the cumulative sales that have happened after today at 3 p.m. or whenever we did that last draw. And the time we do the draw on May 30, we're giving away a MGI AI Navigator GPS Plus electric golf buggy. So if you are a golfer and you are sick of pushing your clubs around, or you just want to upgrade, the MGI is elite. I have one as new. It's been used twice. I don't have the AI. I've got the AT.
Yeah, we've got the AT.
But the AI is getting given away. So you'll see that across our socials. So just make sure you stay tuned. All you have to do is buy anything from Lawnhub. That can be a gift voucher, an air freshener, or even some of our high-quality, Australian-owned, home-friendly packaged fertilisers and chemicals. And just stay tuned live. The draws will be there. If you don't tune into the live, we will notify you at some point. Jonesy will call you from his bat phone. Can I go now?
That's it. Thank you. See everyone next week. Up the Crowies.
I need a pee.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
Sir, are you from the